Well, it was a double whammy that we got. First, there was a collapse of oil and gas prices before the pandemic hit. And that was as a result of oversupply problems in the world. So whenever there's an oversupply of oil and gas, price drops. It's as simple as that. There's manipulation, but once supply and demand are out of sync, price either goes up or goes down. We had started off the year with budgeted revenue of about 47 billion, and we barely scraped through with 30. We had lost all of that because of the effects of the global pandemic and also the collapse of prices in the energy sector. That was a problem we faced head on because we knew that because the energy sector had virtually collapsed, that the major source of foreign exchange for the commercial banks for importers would disappear as well. Because what would have been happening in prior years is the oil companies, the gas companies, the petrochemical companies would convert their US dollar earnings in the local commercial banks. But once their income went to zero, they would no longer convert. So we had to put systems in, and we used the Exim Bank for that. So we set up special windows for importers of basic foods and health care requirements, personal protective equipment, all that sort of thing. The main thing in all of this is that you have to get people to create new businesses and employ people. Because we have to go beyond the holding position. You have to look at ways and means of increasing business activity and stimulating growth. We will have to provide incentives. So within the next month or so, I'll be going to the Parliament with a finance bill, which is to deal with the matters I spoke about in the budget, which are incentives for construction, particularly in the residential, commercial and industrial area, where we'll be giving tax breaks to businesses to give them the necessary appetite to invest their private capital. Because one of the problems we have in Trinidad and Tobago is that our private sector is risk averse. We got an agreement from the private sector. They would try for the first month or so to keep people in jobs using their savings. After that, it became difficult. So we created a business loan facility where the government would provide a special loan, interest-free, with a moratorium on payments for the first 2 years, so people could pay basic things like salary, their utility bills and so on. We also set up a system with the credit unions to make available money at preferential rates to their members. We also sent money to Tobago to help hoteliers. So we put a set of systems in place to see how we could help businesses to keep people in jobs. One of the things we're going to do is to finalize those tax breaks that I spoke about to allow the private sector the edge that they need to put their capital at risk and to get involved in development, in buying equipment, buying machinery, building commercial buildings, building warehouses, building industrial plants and so on. That is going to occur in the finance bill next month. So that in addition to the government's housing program, we're also providing incentives for the private sector to get involved in housing and commercial and business activity through tax concessions.